Hi guys, it's me Tilly, and welcome to my first video of 2022. I didn't necessarily want it to be a patch rundown, but my IRL again has been really stuffed, so it'll do, hopefully. Welcome to the new year, really. It's been a few days already, but still happy New Year's. There's gonna be more videos featuring different topics actually over the next few weeks, so I hope you'll enjoy those as well. But for today, as I said, patch rundown, let's jump into the patch 2.74. It will bring us, as they already told us in the December update, next raid, which is called Naberius, or the raid is called Forgotten Altar, but the boss is called Naberius. Right here, they just state some stuff that is irrelevant for you if you're not max R3 geared, so ignore that, really. The max stats you can apply, probably also not interesting for most of us. But let's talk about the minimum entry requirements. The attack you should always meet. Defense is like 1k up from Rommel, so if you're still using a Book of Succession, maybe upgrade to the Miletian. If you want to keep using the Succession though, really get the Sealed Enchant Scroll on it, which gives a lot of defense, and get a third piece of Miletian armor. That way you can make up for the 1k difference. Keep remembering to buy the AP necklace and the epaulet, really. Crit rate is 4 up, so that's gonna be probably the toughest thing if you didn't... Like, this is really where doing ein Lacker will help you a lot. Balance is only 2 up. AD is the same, and counter force should not be an issue, period, due to the level 100 accessories you get. Naberius is interesting because he drops the essence for the first level 110 accessory, which is going to be the earrings, which will have like 1 crit up. So for all of you normal players, don't bother with these, it's way too expensive to get it. Rather snipe all of the earrings that the endgame players will sell, because for them it's worth to spend 100 million on 1 crit. For you, it's not. For you, better spend that 100 million and buy the finished product, their old level 105 earrings. They added Hell Laura, but again, you will need like an R3 weapon to get to her attack limits. People will probably still do her in 6-man raids day 1 or something, because character scaling is just crazy. But yeah, here's like one thing they promised, by the way, and I will mention that in one of my future videos soon, where they said they really want to close the content gap more based on our feedback. And we already get the destined rank for Dana, which you may not realize how much of a speed up that is, but we only get Tessa's destined this patch as well. So even though the characters were released within like 5 months from one another, we get their rank 5 friendship at the same time, so that's actually pretty neat. There's a lot of friendship stuff mentioned here, the basic stuff where you get the emotes, the conversations and everything, yada yada, which I'll not go in much detail. We'll get the new rank 5 suffix for head and leg armor, basically replacing the capture enchant scroll now with the bis that you can use on Miletian and other gear, obviously, and that will drop in Rommel. So there's 2 new drops, one in Naberius, the newest raid, one in Rommel, the previous raid, which I like. If they both stuffed it into Naberius, no one would actually buffer with Rommel anymore. It's what they also did on the Miletian raids, and I kind of like that. For all of you players who can't quite get to Naberius, you can at least try to fish for this new scroll. Furthermore, making it harder for people to actually use the enthusiastic enchant scroll, because exactly these 2 slots, the capture slots basically, that's the slot where people were using enthusiastic but missing out on these stats now. I don't know if they can do that anymore, to be honest. There's one more thing, like this has to be done by someone who was still in their Christmas holidays. This year, by the way, is supposed to be my year of positivity, but someone really had a hiccup over here where I mentioned that on my streams in Season 4 raids, where you have this dungeon-ish theme to them, where you have these smaller enemies before you fight the actual boss. People get such a head start on the damage, and just there's so high character differences and imbalance, where some players can just clear all of these small monsters, get to max SP, and then start unleashing on the raid boss as soon as possible, which is really OP, really. And Nexon thought it to be a great idea to increase the monster's HP so everyone could have a piece of the cake, which didn't turn out that way. Like, people will still clear before everyone gets there, making it even more of a problem that people get even more SP than others, which is also the reason why they removed it 2 weeks later in Korea, and I don't understand why we get an update that's going to be reverted on the next one. If you know that it didn't last on Korea, don't bring it to EU at all. It happens. Hey, it's just a small one. I'm still getting out damaged by like 20% every time. I don't care. I'm taking my leech loot. As you know, the lower you place on the rankings, the higher your chances of getting something are. They also slightly buff the goddess guidance stuff down below here, but that's really the most important things I want to talk about. All of the other ones are just fixes and stuff you should read through yourself if you care. Because if I mentioned all of them right now, the video would, you know, like 30 minutes, which we don't want. But let's move on to everyone's most favorite topic of these videos. It is the gacha, the Lunar Crystal. And I semi-predicted it. I didn't really predict the new set to be here right away. So if you like all curves, if you like see-throughs, that's gonna be your set. I like, however, how it's actually available as non-all curves. And so that's like the biggest issue I have when they release new sets that are all curves right away, is how they only do all curves. With these older sets that they also do as all curves, they usually give us the option, but now releasing a set, this one is a decent set, to be honest. Like, and it being available on all curves makes me hate it less. If it was all curves exclusive, the entire gacha would be bad. Males get the Demon Knight, which I guess there's only like 5 good male sets, so they keep rotating them. I kind of semi-predicted the all curves Demon Maiden that's also showing nipples, so hey, for all of you guys that you're basically naked on that one, you already see it. You also don't even have the leggings on anymore. Hey, you do you. The Angelic Elf I really like because it's non-all curves, period. And we get the Arcana pets, which are pretty cute, and I need to get at least one of them. And there's just some B tier sets down below, the Special Rider and Rose Justicar. Even without them, I don't know, it's an alright, like, decent set but all curves, really good set but all curves, decent set and really good pets. It's an okay one to start the year off with. Let's talk about the first event. It's a Redeemer's Challenge event, and this is really, as like most events, sadly, aimed at the newer player. They do provide you with some additional stats, and these stats are really, like, good, honestly. If you haven't cleared them X times. And for Baylor and Neem, X is 4, and for Brig, X is 12 times. But those should really help you to survive and also deal more damage for you to get the 2% threshold very easily. The next one is a bit of a whatever. It is the sprint event. You know how to do it. If you do raids, you stack it up, and as you get more stacks, your attack, defense, crit resistance, and luck increases. Maybe that can even be used for people to reach the death requirements for Naberius, to be honest. But you should really get at least +1 before you start doing important raids. So don't do Naberius as your first raid, because otherwise you might... The luck, it's nice on paper, but really it most of the time doesn't add up to some crazy drops. Let's talk about the one and only actual event, in my opinion, that you get rewards from. It's the New Year's raid event, which is pretty cool actually. So you know the trick, you do raids starting from surprise attack, which is Claire, all the way up to Naberius, which is the latest one, and you can get 40 per week. I love per week. and not per day loadouts, because I'm not playing daily, and this really helps me to not miss a bunch. I'll guide you through everything that you need to know. So, you get a box basically, which contains the coupon and one of the other items, which is gonna be, you really want the new aerial materials, the AP capsules or whatever, maybe even the fatigue potions. They will be okay if you only have VIP and no VVIP. But the biggest thing is gonna be the exchange shop. And right here we have a 100% success enchant destiny box. Note how it doesn't say armor rank 6, because it is a different one. It is no longer armor exclusive, but they seem to hand select a few ones. The Heartless Weeping, Infinite Chaotic, and Judgment Wish. Those are the only 6 scrolls that you can pick. Which I'm not sure how to feel about it, to be honest. These are like, Heartless and Weeping are already really cheap ones, because their rank 5 version has been out for a long time. The Wish one is also so weird, because Wish compared to Passion is like 100 defense, 1 crit resistance. It's like barely mentionable for a scroll. And then Chaotic Judgment. Judgment is giga cheap. Chaotic, it's a bit weird how they selected these, to be honest, but if you need any of them, feel free to get them. There you go. Let's keep talking about the other, if I can find them. Yeah, the plus 13 restorative enhancement rune for level 105 armor. This one is decently good. I would probably suggest it for anyone who's gearing up the first character. If you reach plus 12 on one of your armors, just get it to 13 right away and then let it sit on 13. This will make it so you have to reforge in order to try it for 14, but it's a guaranteed 13, so I, again, would take it. They keep doing these equipment reforge exclusive things, which I also really like. They should do these more often. I'm a big fan. Mysterious and Abyssal Shards as always, Yard and Steel, the good old stuff. Let's just take one quick look. And yeah, it's gonna be Evil Weapon Essence or Weapon Shards. Or Solid or Smooth. That's really cool. You cannot pick Armor. That's really, like, this one is way better all of a sudden, because armor essences are so cheap on EU and NA. It's really usually the other stuff that's taking a hit at your wallet. So I really like these. Nice. The approach for here is just pick whatever is most expensive on the marketplace, right? If you're trying to reforge your Militian weapon, which my Dana is still gonna try to do, obviously take either the weapon or one of the shards if the shards are more expensive. I think for both EU and A, the weapon is actually the most expensive thing right now. So, hey, really cool. This is already it. It seems like very few rewards, but don't forget that we are still running the wintertime event where you get the 150 coupons per week, which is still a bonkers event, and you should maximize everything in there. Thank you so much for watching my first video of this year, guys. I appreciate it as always. I will also stream today. I will play some Naberius. I will not overdo it. I will still keep around my 4 to 5 hour schedule, I think. But there's gonna be more content in the near future. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope you enjoy the new patch. I hope you get all of the essences. And what's even the name of the new scroll? I don't know. I really just read over it. But nonetheless, I hope you get all of those drops. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.